I think we all know that the key to success in network marketing is to build a big team of people, right? Not only associates, but also customers. Now, in my experience, I've never been a huge customer gatherer. I've always been a big business builder, trying to teach people simple systems to go out there and build a big team, because I've always said and I've always taught that network marketing is a whole bunch of people doing just a little bit. And I've always taught people to go out there and gather just a handful of personal customers, loyal customers that are never going to leave you. And if they do decide to leave, they have to call you before they actually leave you for whatever reason. But the key is to find people who want to build a business, because that's where the money's at. You go out and get a few started, and they get a few, who get a few, who get a few, who get a few. That's when duplication really kicks in, and that's when you start to see just crazy numbers and obviously crazy volumes and crazy commissions. Because what do, guys? We talk per month like most people talk per year. So here's what I want to chat with you guys about today, and that's gathering associates and customers from the easiest way to do it to the hardest way to do it. And I want you guys to kind of just figure out how you are actually doing it. Are you doing it the easy way, or are you doing it the hard way? And if you're doing it the hard way, you might want to make a couple adjustments. So here is a list of ways to get customers and associates from easiest to hardest, okay? Now, the easiest way to gather a new customer or an associate is a trusted friend. Now, some of you are like, well, duh, Steve, of course a trusted friend. Yes, but the key is, how does that person become a trusted friend? Remember, I always say that life is nothing more than building relationships and sharing ideas. And so this person has got to know, like, and trust you. So you've got to, once again, build the relationship. So the easiest way to get somebody interested in our business as a customer or an associate is obviously a trusted friend. But to get to that point, you've got to build a relationship. Number two, the second easiest way is a referral from a close friend or an associate. Referrals are great. Referrals are really, really good because you use the credibility from the person who referred them to get in the front door of this new person. So a referral from a close friend or associate. The third easiest way is you meet somebody. Okay? You meet somebody and you talk to them for a few minutes. Now, this is where most people really drop the ball, because they feel like they have to just give out all the information possible to this person that they just met in a very short period of time. Now, this is where you've got to make some adjustments if you're doing this, because remember, you have to build the relationship first. If you just meet somebody and you start talking to them for a few minutes, don't bring up Super Patch. Just talk to them about what's going on in their life. Where are you from? What do you do? What are you doing here? Are you traveling this? Find out about them first. Okay, I call it discover. Discover what's going on in their life, and then you can provide the solution for them. So once again, guys, you're going to find a trend here in today's call. Everything is about building relationship. The fourth easiest way, in other words, it's getting harder now, right, is cold calling a person and that you meet in person. Okay, it's just cold calling a business person that you meet in person. It's like you just walk into a business and you just say, hey, can I talk to such and such? That's a difficult thing to do. In fact, in my life, I've never done that. Okay, I've never just cold called somebody. I've never just walked into a business and said, can I, who's the boss or who's the person who makes decisions? I've never, ever done that. But if you do that, once again, you've got to set the parameters and you got to build the relationship, because nobody's going to talk to you unless they feel comfortable in talking to you. The fifth way, and once again, guys, it's getting harder now, is a lead from an ad looking for entrepreneurs. An ad. Ads are tough. Ads, just understand that if you're gonna run ads, you're gonna go through a whole bunch of people. I've run ads in the past, and the first thing that I say when I call somebody back when they've answered an ad, I say, hey, listen, if you're looking for a job, this isn't it. This is an opportunity for you to start, own, and operate your own business inside a billion-dollar arena. And I let people sort themselves out right away. I said, if you're looking for a job, this isn't it. I say that right up front, and it weeds a whole bunch of people out. The sixth easiest way is to cold call over the phone. Now, I don't know why you would want this death wish on yourself. I would never do this. Cold calling over the phone. Can you imagine even doing that? I don't even think we have to talk any further about that. I'm like, why in the world do people do that? I know people do, and people are like, oh, Steve, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And so those 6 ways, you guys, from easiest to hardest. So the easiest way, once again, is a trusted friend. Number 2 is a referral from a trusted friend. Number 3 is somebody you meet and you talk to them for a while. Number 4 is cold calling on somebody. You just walk into a business and go, hey, who's the boss? Number 5 is a lead from an ad. And number 6, cold calling over the phone. Okay, so take a look. Just look at that list and just figure out what you are doing. Okay? Now, you can keep yourself really busy working from numbers 1 and 2. Okay? Number 1 and 2, a trusted friend and referrals from those friends. You can keep yourself really, really busy. You see, your income will not depend on what you do. It depends on what other people in your group do. So whatever you're doing, just make sure that it's simple and it's duplicable. Okay? If people can't do what you're doing, it's never going to grow. And if you're out cold calling on the phone, people are going to look at you and like, I'm not doing that. And even if they tried to do it, guys, they're going to get burnt out after about, 4 minutes because it's tough. It's really, really hard to do. So make sure that your system is easy enough so that people can do it, okay? It must minimize, frustrations, and it's got to create a path of least resistance. Now, the path is meeting people and developing relationships. It's easier than cold calling and working, ad leads and internet leads. It's more effective and it takes way less time if you continue just numbers 1 and 2, a trusted friend and referrals from friends. Guys, most people hate sales. They hate sales. In fact, 90% of the population will quit if they have to sell. In fact, most people won't even get started. So the whole process that we talk about offers people a way to share this without having to sell anything at all. And I hope that's what you're doing. This really, people will say, well, Steve, yeah, you're exchanging, a product for money. That's sales. I'm like, yes, that's true. But you can spin it in a way that it doesn't come across as sales, especially when you discover what's going on in somebody's life, okay? And then you offer a solution. To me, that's not sales. That's just sharing an idea with somebody that can actually help them. So let me give you a little analogy here. Guys, for every group of 100, okay, if you take a group of 100, there are 10 people who love sales, and there's 90 people who hate it, okay? 10 people who love it, 90 people who hate it. So if you offer a system that requires selling, you're only going to attract 10 people out of 100, right? Okay. If you offer a system that doesn't require selling, then you're going to attract 90 out of 100. Salespeople can only attract other salespeople. And most say, oh, I could never be like him or her. I could never do what, she's doing or what he's doing. But non-sales people, they can attract anybody. Non-salespeople, they can attract anybody because non-salespeople sit back and go, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And salespeople say, well, if she can do it, my gosh, I'm going to kick butt. If they think they can make money at it, just think what I can do with it, right? So here's an example of the impact from duplication from that standpoint. So let's say salespeople. You get 10 people, and they go get 10 people, and they go get 10 people. Okay, that's 1,000 people in your organization, right? Well, What if you had non-salespeople? You got 90 non-salespeople who go attract 90 non-salespeople who go attract 90 non-salespeople. Well, that's 729,000. So you go from 1,000 to 729,000? All right? So I just wanted to show you guys the impact of keeping it simple and not using complicated techniques that require strong sales skills to be successful. Because that is certainly not what we're doing here. We're simply sharing something that will help your friends and the referrals from those friends.